shop saying he had some really interesting Hollywood items to sell. So I'm venturing out on a little trip today to see if he has some hits on his hands or not.
Chum Lee.
How you doing?
Good, nice to meet you. Please come in.
I see the dogs are happy I'm here.
Oh, yeah. These are the items I called you about, Chum.
So where did you get this?
I got all this from an executive from these movies who I have a long-term relationship with.
Why don't you tell me a little bit about what you got going on here?
Well, a couple items of real note. A complete outfit and ancillary products from Brewster's Millions, worn by Richard Pryor.
Brewster's Millions is a cult classic, pretty iconic movie. And Richard Pryor, I mean, he's one of the funniest stand-up comedics of that time period and, you know, of all time period. What else do you have here?
I have an original Animal House script. It's rare. They're very hard to find. Have a look at this.
Animal House is a 1978 comedy with John Belushi and Kevin Bacon. It is a cult classic, and I believe it's one of the most quoted movies of all time.
In addition, I have an original first draft 1977 copy of 48 Hours.
I've seen quite a few scripts in my day. I don't know that I've ever seen a first draft. Something like this probably had less copies printed because, you know, they were still proofreading it and figuring out exactly the dialogue and the scenes and so forth. All right, let's get some prices going here, and we'll start with this script and we'll just work our way down. How much for the 48 Hours script?
I want $1,500 for the 48 Hours script, and I'd like $5,000 for the collection of the Brewster's Million product. The Animal House script, I want $2,500 for.
Okay. I'd like to get my Hollywood expert down here and help me evaluate all this stuff and get a price.
Fantastic. Appreciate that.
All right, give me just a few minutes. I'm going to get him down here, and then we'll go from there.
Great.
What can I do for you guys today?
I mentioned what I had when I called you, and as you can see, it's some pretty cool stuff. Let me know what you think about it, if it looks to be authentic to you.
Okay. So let's take a closer look at this uniform. What I can tell you about this particular uniform is that, indeed, it was used in the film, but it's not Richard Pryor's. What we have is we have number 25 on this.
Right.
Richard Pryor wore number 35. So easy clue for us to figure out that this wasn't his in particular. Okay, so I'm going to take a closer look over here. This jacket is a size 46. This is not a Richard Pryor size jacket. More than likely, somebody else is on the team. What else?
What about these two scripts we have here?
Okay, let's start with Animal House. So you have a really good one in this one. This is an important script. We're talking about one of the most iconic comedies of all time. Turned, essentially, John Belushi from a television star on Saturday Night Live to a film star. These don't come up very often, all right? So really, really great piece here.
So what about this first draft 48 Hours script?
So to have a first draft 5 years prior to the film coming out is an extremely rare find. Normally what happens is once these are revised and revised all the way to the final script, normally they get tossed, okay? But to have one that was kept for a movie like 48 Hours, outstanding find, really, really cool piece.
I feel the same way.
So let's start here. Let's get a value on everything.
Again, because I can definitively say these weren't Richard Pryor's, I would say somewhere in the neighborhood of about $2,500 on these.
Okay.
With regards to the scripts, Animal House script is highly desirable.
Yes.
To have a final draft of an iconic film like that, I think we're talking somewhere in the neighborhood of about $2,500.
Okay, very good.
And with 48 Hours, this first draft, probably somewhere in the neighborhood of about $1,500.
Okay.
All right.
Very good.
Yep.
Well, I appreciate you coming down and answering all these questions
Yeah,
for
you
me.
bet. Always good to see you, chum. Be well. Take care.
Nice to meet you.
All right, well, I'm going to pass on the wardrobe. I don't think it's a good fit for my shop.
Okay.
I'll give you $1,500 for both scripts.
I can't, chum. Based on my research and on your experts' research, I think you're quite a bit light on it.
Do you think you could do $2,000?
No.
You got to work with me a little bit because I do need some room to, you know, sell them myself.
I understand. Let's do 25, call it a day, and I think you got a great deal.
You know what? 25 is fair to me.
I'm happy with that, and I appreciate that. Thanks, chum.
Thank you.
I couldn't have scripted the sale any better. I'm happy with the $2,500 and hope to do more business with Chum Lee in the future.